Morning guys, welcome back to Betty's channel. She's doing the do as always. Please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Drop a comment down below. Tell us what you think. Tell your family, tell your mates, tell a stranger, tell your guys at work. Ace channel, Betty Ever Camper Fan. Go and have a look at it. Great content. Keep saying it, I'm in it. So it will be. Where's our eat today? It's a bit nippy, so I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, but I thought I will give you a tour of the electric setup of Betty. So let's have a look. In that box there are two 110 amp hour AGM batteries that get charged two ways. One from the solar panel, which is doing its job at the, well, two solar panels, 220 watt solar panels, which is doing the job, charging up right now. The other way of charging is from the split charger, the VSR, which runs from the engine battery and charges the batteries. So from the batteries, a power lead goes to the isolator. The power then goes to the fuse box, and then all them wires split off into the different bits, like USB sockets, cigarette lighter sockets, and I'll take you around the rest of the sockets I've got in the van at the minute. We've got a 3.5 kilowatt inverter, peaks at 7 kilowatt, that feeds a 240 into the van. The inverter is powered from the batteries. There's a 240 plug that runs into the van, and again I'll show you what that runs in a second. Isolator switch obviously, so you can turn everything off when you're not using the van or in an emergency. We've got a 12 volt socket there, and we've got two USB sockets there. They're mainly for charging the metal detector and bits for Chrissy when we're going to a dig. Dead simple setup. You can see the red lights just come on the split charger, and the voltage from the solar panels has just dropped to 12.9. It was 13.2. And what the split charger does, it feeds power, it feeds charge back to the starter battery. So when it's not being used, the solar panel or solar panels will feed power through the VSR to the van battery. So really, in theory, you should never have a flat van battery. So, and I wanted to make it as neat as possible. I think it looks pretty good. I've not done a bad job actually, electrics. The when I started the van build, I did things the wrong way around. I didn't plan it very well, but I did plan the wiring. So I knew where I wanted USB sockets and lights, and I knew where I wanted the 240 volt sockets. So that's probably the only thing I did right. Everything else I've done wrong. Well, it's not wrong. It's not. You can't build a van wrong, but you can sort of like plan it a lot better than I did. What I should have done was I should have, when I'd done the wiring, I should have insulated, vapor barried and carpeted all the areas that I needed to, but I didn't, because I got magpie syndrome. I basically flitted from one job to another, building cupboards and stuff like that, which made life a lot more difficult for me and a lot more time consuming, because I've had to insulate and vapor barrier inside and carpet inside the cupboards when they were up, which was a bit of a bastard, but I did it. You know, it's alright now, everything's working. It's all insulated now. Because it's a bit nippy today, I'm not going to cut the hole in the roof at the front of the van. See how cold it is. Because I need a really warm day for doing that. But the wiring is there for the fan. And the wiring is also there for the diesel heater, which I'll show you in a second. So yeah, that's the basic electric setup. Dead simple, nothing complicated. And at some point I will be upgrading to lithium batteries, so that inverter will then power an induction hob, because that's my plan. So let's go inside and see what's what. So above the bed we've got two spot lamps and a double USB socket near the spot lamp, so we can charge our phones or laptops or tablets at night. We've got another spot lamp above the kitchen, and we've also got Betty's internet, which is charged constantly through the solar panel, and that will be tidied up a bit at some point. But yeah, just runs that USB lead there. So as you come away, I mean, I'm quite impressed with that, how that's laid out. I really am. I took my time with it, and that's how I wanted it, nice and neat, so you couldn't see a lot of the wires like running down sides of panels and things like that. Right, inside we go. That red wire there goes to the van battery, the starter battery, and that then feeds the split charge, which runs along the inside of them panels all the way to the batteries, or to the split charger, then to batteries, and that runs behind the bench seat. So let's go again. I keep saying, let's go inside. I'll drop you then. So we've got a spot lamp above the bench seat. These boxes, by the way, are for another job I'm doing for Malcolm in Blackpool. Roof bars, roof rails, roof bars, and a solar panel on his Vivaro, which I'm going to do a video on in the next couple of weeks. So we've got 240 double socket there, which is for things like charging laptops or hair dryers and hair straighteners. Not for me, obviously. And that is fed from, oh, I might have to take you back actually. So the double socket I've just showed you is fed from that junction box there. So that wire onto the right goes back under the bench seat and feeds that 240 socket. That wire there in the middle comes from that plug and wire there. And the one to the left of it, that one, goes along the bottom there and round into the kitchen that feeds the double socket for the fridge, which I'll show you in a sec. And that's a double socket. That grey plug goes to the fridge, which is here. It's only a little fridge, but it's only 74 watts, so it uses very little power. So the second plug socket will hopefully be for an induction hob once we upgrade the batteries. That's the wiring for the tap that comes from the pump. The pump's on a permanent live when the isolator is switched on, so it's not switched, so I've always got the power there. That's my bit of plumbing. So that's the control panel. It has also got a USB and a 12 volt socket in it as well. The first two switches, the first one does the kitchen light. The second one does the outside light. It should be showing right now. Yeah, there we go. That goes inside the awning. The third switch will be for the fan, which is going to go round about here when I fit it. And then I've got two spare if I want to add any other appliances. As I said, we've got a radiant light over there, and the wiring for the diesel heater is there ready for when I fit it. And again, that'll be on a permanent live. And the control panel will probably sit around there. Or maybe there, next to that USB socket. That's the USB socket that you switch on and charge phones or whatever. There we go, that's in. Oh, switched it on again. What else is there? Basically that's the electric setup sorted. Simple to install. I did the same in Betty 1, but the wires were showing. So when I'm building Betty 2, I want it to be a lot better. I'm trying to think what else I can show you. I'll see if I can show you solar panels. Them at solar panels. 220 watt ones. And that's the gland that is glued to the roof. Not a pretty job, but it works fine. It works absolutely fine. And then the wires come inside that cupboard, and down the back to the solar controller. Dead simple install. If I struggle with anything, I just went to YouTube and got it off that. But ultimately, I've done it all myself and everything works. Nothing's blown up yet, which is ace. So, right, that's the end of this little short video about my electrical setup in Betty. Thanks very much for watching. Please give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, drop a comment down below, tell us what you think. It's important because it all helps the analytics of YouTube and all that stuff. We do want to grow as a channel. We're trying to get better. I'm trying to get better with filming and stuff. But I'm doing it all on my Galaxy S10. Editing it on my phone. So there's no fancy, like, pictures coming at you. Or anything like that. It's just dead simple stuff, which I like because I'm simple myself. Bless me. So, we'll see you very soon in the next episode. Keep doing what you do.